It's Loretta, thanks for joining me. We're going to make two different style Christmas ornaments. This is great for your craft fairs and for gift giving or making projects that you can do with a group of people. These I would sell for $4 to $4.50 a piece. The materials in total are not that expensive. The glass bulbs, and these came from Hobby Lobby, they're on sale for 40% off. But even if you paid full price, they came out to 74 cents a piece. You can buy the fuzzy socks that we're going to use for one of these ornaments at the Dollar Tree. So, you know, you get quite a bit out of one pair of socks, by the way. And you can get some, and a lot of us already have these. So if you have some little fluffy balls, you could use cotton balls, they work. Use what you got. I just happen to have these. And some pipe cleaners. So you can make a little hat like this one. Is that not sweet? You'll also probably want to grab some twine, like some baker's twine, and a magic marker, and maybe some craft paint. Or you could just use a magic marker, whatever you got, and some paint. This is just some white acrylic paint. I'm going to be watering it down, so water, hello. And anyway, let's get started. Okay, we're going to take its little top off. Alright folks, after a not so exhaustive search, I did find my supplies. And they weren't really even that far away. I just think I need a nap. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. Okay, let's start with this one first. I think it's super sweet. It's also super easy. Another thing you're really going to want for this project is a pair of scissors. I will list all the supplies I used on the coordinating blog post. My website, lorettaroger.com. You can just put lorettaroger.com. You don't even have to put the www or http or anything like that. Just lorettaroger.com. Alrighty then, so let's get started. I have a little container here for pouring off excess paint. And I have a water bottle. This does not take a whole lot. We're going to just take this little puppy and give it a really good squeeze. Pour in some water. And give it a really, really, really good shake. And we can always reuse this liquid into the gloves, just so you know. I'm just going to put a little bit more paint in there. Probably want some baby wipes handy, clean up any excess. Also, if you make a mistake with this, you can clean it off with a baby wipe and some hand sanitizer. Especially if you decide to use a magic marker to draw their faces, which is what I plan to do. Baker's twine, this is Doodlebug's baker's twine, and while that drains a little bit, which is why this paper is here. This is just legal size copy paper. Get a pretty good length of it. That's maybe 3 or 4 inches. Actually, you know what? I want to make it longer because this hat's kind of big. I'll give this puppy plenty of room. I like to put mine through. Bring the ends up. Tie a little slip knot and then up here. Bring these two ends together and tie another little knot and even this out. I really used too much water the first time. I really, really did. You can always do the paint first and let them all drain and then do all of them at one time. But for the sake of this video, we're just going to one at a time it. So as that is getting ready, we're going to take some socks. These are just the fuzzy socks. I got mine at the Dollar Trees. You get 2 hats out of 1 sock, and you're going to cut it right here at the heel. So it looks like this. So far so good. See if this is drained out enough for us to use it, and I think it has. Okay. So it looks like that. I'm going to take my sock and I'm going to take it to where the elastic piece is around the bulb itself. So it looks like that. Now, you don't have to do this, but it is quite helpful, I've found. take a little hot glue. And then you can approximate where the face is going to be by doing this. Gives it a little bit more personality, at least I think it does. So now we're left with this. We're going to grab another piece of twine, and before I put the twine in place, I'm going to put the hanger into place. By the way, if you have like an old shirt or an apron or something, I would wear it just so your nice clothes don't get all munched up. So here we go. Just going to tie that kind of close to where the stem is. You can feel it with your fingers. Even though the hat's not real even, we'll even that out. I'm going to tie this into a knot, and then I'm going to tie it into a bow. So now I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to even up the hat portion. Keep in mind where the string is, which I just cut because I wasn't paying attention, but it's okay, we'll fix it in a second. So I'm just going to even this up a little bit. Right now that it's evened up, I'm just going to randomly cut and chop at the top of his hat so it kind of frays like a pom-pom would. Okay, so I can, basically what I'm going to do is where this broke off, I cut it. Okay, let's just say it for what it is. I just push through this with my fingers, and I'm just going to bring the end of this back through the hanger and just retie it. So if this happens to you, don't panic, it'll be alright. I'm going to trim off the excess of this twine. And he's got his little hat, which has got a little bow in there, or she, the snow lady. So let's do the face. I'm going to need a magic marker and a little one of these 3D paints. You can use whatever you've got. Use a Copic for all, you know, that matters. I like to do the face first. You could use Wiggle Eyes for this project. I realize that some of you don't like them. I love them, as you all are well aware. So we're just going to draw a couple of circles. They don't have to be perfect. Make sure they're even. Now I like to try to start in the middle with the mouth. And the good thing about this is if you do, you know, don't have perfect circles or whatever, it's not going to matter. It's supposed to look like coal. I like to start my paint somewhere that's not on the project I'm working, just to be sure it's not clogged. And I kind of start between his eyes and kind of give him a nose. And I accidentally ran my finger over the nose of this guy while he was wet, so we're just going to fix him while I got the paint out. And see, his face isn't perfect either, but they're precious. You can also decorate their hats with little hearts, jingle bells, or stuff like that. And I probably will. Still pictures will follow this video if I decide to do that. So here are these two. Now, this one you're going to need a pipe cleaner, the pom-pom, and a hanger as well. Alright, to make this particular Christmas ornament, you're going to need a glass ball, again, or plastic. If you're working with kids, of course, use plastic. Heck, probably cheaper. Okay, so we're going to take the lid off of this one. And I'm going to go ahead and cut a large piece of twine and put it through the hanger. Okay, so your paint and a little bit of water. I'm just reusing the water that I used earlier. That is much better than the last one. So if you decide to tap it like this to get the excess liquid out, don't do it harshly. This is glass. Hello. Alright, here we go. Feel like that's probably good enough. Put the hanger back in. Now, I kind of like to do this before I glue anything. Experience is a good teacher, folks. So, I'm just going to kind of roughly get an idea of how I want this to go. And that's going to be it right there. Hot glue is hot. You can also use E6000. But I have my hot glue gun ready. Use what you got. So I'm just going to take my hand, that's free, and start turning it into itself, just like that. When I get to this point, we're going to put a little more hot glue on to the top of that hanger piece right there. Continue to wrap it around. Another little dab of hot glue right here. No, I didn't just burn myself. It was already pretty cool by the time I touched it. So, alright, so far so good. And as you see, I keep readjusting the twine so it's not in the way. Now I'm going to put the hot glue onto the pipe cleaner itself. I was working with some fall leaves, can you guys tell? I still have paint on my hands from another project, as you can plainly see. Let's wipe that off real quick. And we're going to just continue around until we have a little Dr. Seuss Cynthia Lou Who hat. A Whoville hat, I guess. So as you can see, it's got a nice little spiral. You can pull it up a little bit if you want, like that. Now you're going to choose a pom-pom, whichever one you want, a big one, a small one. I kind of like the little ones. And it's going to rest right here on top of that little spiral. Right there. Let's soften that up just a little bit. A little too tight for my liking. The hanging string is still out of the way, and I'm going to be generous with the dollop of glue that's going there. And down this is going to go. And just hold that in place with your finger. You can use a bone folder, you can use anything you want, but just hold it in place. Okay, so now its little hat's done. And if you've gotten some strings, use a heat gun. Do it quick. Don't hold it in one place or you will get the bulb so hot it will break. And you don't want to dip your hanging string in your paint. So once again, we're going to draw a face. You could also make yourself a little circle template and use that. And once again, for his nose, you can use a Copic marker, you can use paint, you can use whatever you want. We're just going to squeeze him out on the nose. And there you have it. Are these not just the most precious things you've ever seen? Once again, still pictures will follow this video. If you haven't and you'd like to be, please subscribe to my channel, leave me a thumbs up, and share my videos on your social media. Stand happy and be a blessing. Bye.